morning, Tony Youngblood here, HOA board member, lived in the community for 9.5 years. Today we're going to make a little video regarding your irrigation system, your sprinkler system, maintenance, and the importance of maintaining it so that you protect your house's foundation. We're going into the summer months. It's really important to do all these things to conserve water and, as again I said, take care of your plants and your foundation. So your sprinkler system has several different components. The main lines, lateral lines, valves, sprinkler heads, backflow prevention devices. Right now we're looking at the backflow prevention device. It's located in the front yard. Usually it's got some caps and some shutoffs here. This is a valve that keeps, our system that keeps the water from your sprinkler system from flowing back into your drinking water. That water from your sprinkler system could contain pesticides and other things that you don't want in your drinking water. This was installed at a time when they didn't install a main shutoff valve for the sprinkler system. You might want to consider having one of those installed if you don't have one, because when you need to change this out, which will happen at some point in time, you'll have to shut off the water to the house in order to change that out. It's the backflow prevention device. So there's several sprinkler zones throughout your system that water various different portions of your yard. Could be your flower beds, your trees, it could be pop-up spray zones. Each one of these zones has a valve. The main line's charged with water continuously 100% of the time. When you get a signal to this zone, it will open up, and then that zone will begin watering whatever portion of your yard it's supposed to water. Now if you look down here, this is a zone covered. What you want to do is always make sure that these things are accessible and clean and are not leaking. If it's leaking, then you need to have some maintenance performed on that zone valve. So here we have a rotary zone pop-up head. Each zone has its own unique different type of spraying device. This one's a rotary. It'll pop up and spray water a long distance, either in a 360 or a 180, and go ahead and water the grass. Here we have a drip zone. It's a drip line. It's in a flower bed, so that'll go ahead and just drip water out. There's holes throughout the line. If you look down here, you can see that this one's exposed. It's important to keep this covered so that it doesn't deteriorate over time due to the sun, weather, and UV rays that are present. You always want to keep this covered with mulch or dirt, but that's a drip line right there. So here we have a pop-up head. So it's going to just pop up, and if you look down here, this will pop up and spray for several feet. It can be adjusted, but it's a 180. So it's really important for you as a homeowner to maintain all your heads, your drip lines, your pop-ups. Make sure those are working right. They're spraying the right amount of water. They're not leaking. They're not broken. They don't need to be maintained on a regular basis, just to help improve your water consumption and take care of your plants around the home. So here we have the controller. As you can see, there's various different zones that you can set the time for each, and the frequency and time of day and day of the week. You want to go ahead and, if you can, program it to not overwater, but to preferably go in short bursts multiple times a day. We have expansive soils down here, so overwatering at any portion of the day can be detrimental to your sidewalks, your foundations. I've discovered this firsthand by overwatering something close to my sidewalk, and it actually raised a portion of my sidewalk, oh, I don't know, about ½ an inch, but put a crack in there. And once that dried out, of course it settled back down, but now I have a crack that I have to seal in my sidewalk. So just be careful with what you want. You don't want to overwater portions of your yard. So right now we're going to talk about your rain gauge. As you can see right up here, this is your sending unit. It comes in two pieces, the sending unit and then the receiving unit is in the garage. We'll walk over there and look at that real quick. This is going to go ahead and gauge the amount of water that you've had in recent days, and either, you know, it'll turn off your system. So here is the receiving unit for the rain gauge controller. As you can see here, this light right here, if it's red, it knows that there's rain that's been in the area, and so it will stop your sprinkler system from overwatering your yard. This light down here, if it's flashing red, that means you need to change out the battery. Now this is unique and specific to this system right here. All systems are different and have their own way of doing things, but you probably want to look at your manual and find out what kind of system you have and how does your rain gauge work and what do the lights mean. In conclusion, it's important to maintain your system, and also preventive maintenance is great. You might have leaky heads, broken components, you're watering too long. All these things you can adjust yourself, or you might want to consult a professional to come out and give your system a nice overview. One thing to remember going into the summer months, you don't want to overwater. It could be costly and it's wasteful. Also, you want to follow your county guidelines for watering days and restrictions and make sure you keep that in order. For more helpful tips like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.